were to tell you that I could turn back time, well, you probably wouldn't believe me. What if I were to tell you that I could make you years younger? This time, you'd probably think that I was talking about some kind of miracle foundation or plastic surgery. But actually, what I'm talking about is stem cells. What are stem cells, you might be wondering? Well, in the next 3 minutes, actually, more like 2.5, I'm going to be telling you all about the wonders of stem cells and how they just might be used to turn back your biological clock.
First things first, I'm sure many of you don't even know what stem cells are, so I'll start by describing them. Stem cells are like any other cell in your body except for one key difference. They are not specialized. They remain undifferentiated, unlike specialized cells which have specific functions and structures. This is possible because although all cells share the same DNA, not all cells turn on the same genes. Different cell types need different sets of proteins to function after all. Furthermore, specialized cells will never change functions. For example, a red blood cell will never become a lung cell. Stem cells, on the other hand, never turn off any genes, which means they can change functions. They are not subject to the same restrictions that other cells face. When talking about stem cells, it is also important to realize that there are also different kinds. The two main groups are somatic or adult stem cells and embryonic stem cells. Embryonic stem cells are the stem cells found in human embryos, as you can probably tell from the name. These cells can become any of the over 200 different types of cells in a person's body. Somatic cells are more limited, but there are still a few different types: unipotent, multipotent, and induced pluripotent stem cells. Unipotent stem cells, like epithelial stem cells, are only able to become one type of cell. Multipotent stem cells, on the other hand, are able to become more than one type of cell, but only cells that are part of the same family, such as how hematopoietic stem cells can become any kind of blood cell, but not any cell part of the nervous system. Lastly, there are induced pluripotent stem cells, which are also able to become any cell in your body and act very similar to embryonic stem cells. Induced pluripotent stem cells are regular cells that scientists have reprogrammed to behave like embryonic stem cells by introducing specific genes. And all of these different types of stem cells can play a part in replacing old and worn out cells that die in your body. Because of the seemingly endless potential that stem cells have, they're being used in medical treatments more and more often. And I did promise to tell you how stem cells can be used to make you younger, so here we go. Research is still ongoing, however things are looking extremely promising as a new study has shown that by introducing fresh stem cells, part of the aging process could be slowed down or reversed. Experiments on mice have shown that the stem cells located in the hypothalamus began diminishing after 11 to 16 months, the rodent equivalent of middle age, and vanished almost entirely by 22 months. But when new hypothalamic stem cells were injected into the brains of old and middle-aged mice whose stem cells had been destroyed, the signs of aging were slowed or reversed.
The same study stated that more research needed to be done in order to find out if human aging worked the same way, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll go to the doctors and regain a few years of our lives. And it won't be because of magic, but rather the science of stem cells. Thanks for watching!